So I'm Sanniz from Sweden and I'm doing a live stream now. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm waiting to see if someone will come because as usual it's spontaneous and it's a Sunday and the weather sucks. So I wanted to do something at least. And Trevor is doing his aircraft models. So I thought I could at least see if someone wanted to join me here and see what we can talk about this time. But I have to wait and see because I didn't even tell someone that I should go live. So we're gonna wait here and see if someone is awake in Sweden. Can see what the clock is. It's 11:30. So it's in the middle of the day and I just finished my other meal, so I'm waiting for being time for start drinking again. Water, of course. Coffee I've already drank 2 big mugs because I need my coffee. And if someone wants to talk, so hello Alan, nice to see you. Yeah, I can see that you're awake, so I guess it's around 11 where you are now because we are 1 hour ahead and it's very bad weather today, so I can't really go out, and they even warned it can be even worse. So we got a yellow warning that is a lower grade, but in some areas it's going to be an orange, and that means it can be very risky to go out in traffic too. So people should be aware and check the weather forecast. So it's not like I'm going to go out and I felt for putting on a little better clothes. Yeah, I guess so, because usually when we talk with Trevor's mom we have to take 1 hour back in time so we know when she says the time, so we're going to add that to our calculation when we're gonna go and talk with her on Skype. So that's why I know it's just 1 hour in between. So what you up to today when you're home? Not good weather in UK? No hiking? I was checking the latest video from Generation Explorers, or Generation X Explorers, no, Generation Explorers, when they were in Spain, and that was a fantastic views there. It's a little like your videos with in District Lake and all the other places where you go and you can see this magnificent views and everything around. So what are you up to today? I'm just gonna see if someone else is gonna join that want to talk, because there's so much going on everywhere, but I don't really know what to talk about because it's just a spontaneous live. Yeah, local walk is not that bad. And as long as it's just dull and cloudy, not raining, so actually that could be a little better weather, because here is not that as hot as it was 2 days ago, but it's still very humid. So now when it's raining, I feel like you get sticky everywhere and it's not comfy, and I can't put on the fan when I'm gonna have a video on a live stream either, because then it's gonna be so noisy. But I had to have the window open at least so you can hear the traffic passing by, because we live close to a bigger road that goes to the main shop too, so it's a lot of traffic going on. It's the middle of the day, so people do their things. So and yeah, I hope you can meet them there or do something like that too, because that should be amazing, and you can take your drone with you and do all this type of footage too, so that would be great. And I don't really understand how they could survive just in shorts up there with just 2 degrees and snow on some bits. Because I should be freezing already when it was 9 degrees. So you see, we are all different. So it's not enough to just put on something on top of me. I need to put on some more. So it's terrible. But I was hoping to get a little better weather so I could go out, because I really want to go out in the forest and see what's going on. But I also know that they started to warn about more type of ticks, and I do hate them. And we actually start now to getting those type that give those different diseases too. So you don't really want to have them on your body too, because they are terrible. I had one when I was young. It was sitting on my back and I was screaming and needed to get help to get it off. But that was disgusting to have this big tick there. don't know if you're gonna have something after it, because they can have diseases with them, and those are very serious too. And I haven't taken any vaccination for it either, so it could be a little risky. But if you just go on ordinary paths and that, I don't think it's that much. It's more when you go out when it's high grass and that type of things, or bushes, so then you can get those things. I'm living outside a bigger town, or big, it depends on what you mean by big when it comes to Swedish thing, but not when it comes to UK type of thing, because if you look how many people that live total in Sweden, so you're gonna see that our bigger cities are maybe like some of your smaller villages or something like that, because you can be very many in that one too and say still it's a little town or whatever. So but if you're gonna say that, yeah, I live outside town, not directly in town, I have the biggest highway not far away, and that goes to either the one direction you can travel up to Stockholm, on the other direction go to Gothenburg. So but we have forest very close, but it's not walking distance directly to that part, because I don't know that bit of the forest, but we have forest everywhere, and it's green landscape everywhere, so it don't take that long to actually get into the nature, no matter where you live, even if you live in the city, so you still have the big park and everything around there. Hello, Renee. I'm not sure what that smile, I mean, that's something new for me. Yeah, so it's not that far away from different type of nature, so it's easy access here. So we got plenty of lakes and that type of things too, but you need to know where to go and where is good to swim in that, because our river now is not that good when it comes to fishing and that type of things too. They started to warn about that, don't eat the fish from there, because it's been so much metal, and especially around some areas where the military fields are, is very bad. And you know, when the military train with their things and they use all the ammunition and that type of thing, so it's not always the best for the nature. So, and it's little like when they now lately have this thing about the North thing with the British mining company that want to do mining up in North in Sami grounds, and Sami is the native in our country, and I am part-time Sami from my dad's mother's side, but the people up in North have now fighting for stopping that project, but it's gone that far, so it looks like they can be still able to do this mining, and they want to move the Sami people away like they did with the Native Americans, and they want to think they can get the reindeers to not go where the mining gonna be, but the reindeers have always been there, and it's our old forest too, and if they destroy that, it's gonna be a big hole. I can only do metric and that type of things, but they say closer to 400-meter deep hole in the ground and never gonna be replaced. And the worst thing, the things that lives there are not coming back. If you take down that old forest and that type of ground, everything disappears from that is living. Is no matter if it's growing plants and trees and that type of things, or animals and insects, and you name it. So it's very sad that actually money gonna win for something that maybe lasts for just 15 years. So they really want to go against the Sami people that actually lives with the nature, and they can also already see the effects about how much we have destroyed the environment. And it's like you see on the news when you see from Switzerland, for example, all the flooding and really disaster. So I shouldn't complain now, because even if the weather haven't been, but you can see the weather have started to change, and I guess soon we're gonna maybe deal with even higher food prices, because if the weather goes like it goes, the food gonna be more expensive, and you have many people are vegans too, and they rely on that type of food. But how should you be able to grow it outside if the weather is like it is now, either too wet or too dry, nothing in between? So you name it. So that's a bit sad. So, and of course a lot of other things going on the internet too, and discovering new music as usual. I'm gonna sit down and think I'm gonna do a new music video, because I think it's time, and see what I can recommend this time. But that will be fun. I was watching this morning Jason, that is from Gothnetic. He had a live stream during the night, but I was asleep, so I had to rewatch the live stream, and he showed more music from his other project, The Maze of Hate, and it's industrial more, not goth rock, but I think he do it great too. And there is a lot of other great bands too, and I discover new things all the time. And also watch the thing from Angela Benedict, that is a big goth YouTuber too from America, and she's more into the 90s type of style, a little more not that extreme trad goth thing, but she have this very more classy type of look, more like Mortician or type of things. So you don't have to have that very extreme makeup and everything and very extreme type of clothing. You just put together something nice and be you. And I think her makeup is stunning too. It suits her very well. And she was discussing this thing that people are getting confused because people try to force them to look in a certain way, and especially summertimes maybe that most extreme part is maybe not the most funny to have too when it's going to warm, because your makeup gonna ring, and if you put layer on everything, so that's gonna be too hot too. So she actually showed something simple from the 90s that can work for hot summer days, and I agree with her. We don't have to copy just one style. It's just be you. Put together what you like, and if it's black clothes, use black clothes. If you want colors, use colors. Just your thing. Do your thing. You don't have to look like everyone else, because that's not the point. Because back in the days, we didn't have all those shops with all ready-made type of things. So we had to do what we did and put together what we wanted to. So that was a little funny to watch too, that she actually have the same type of thoughts. And I think many of us Eldergoths, it's not about the age, it's more how long you have been into the scene. So we agree about it. It's not that you have to copy anyone else, just put together what you want. And you don't have to buy everything brand new. You can thrift it, you can do something yourself, you can take pieces and actually put a scissor in it, add safety pins, put on patches, paint on it. There are excellent colors for it. So use your imagination, do whatever, put on chains, put on zippers. You don't have to be that good on crafting and that type of things. It can still be incredible. And especially you can do like a little project, do your own jacket with patches and other type of things you put on, add on pins. There's many different ways to actually do a thing to be more yourself. So I think that's an excellent way to show who you are. So I'm gonna try to do a new t-shirt for myself, but as I said, I wanted to borrow Trevor's computer for it, because I need to print it out too, so I can put it on a t-shirt. I have that type of paper, you put in a printer and then you iron it on, so it's gonna stay on the t-shirt. But I'm gonna do my own motive about my life as a goth. So we have to see what it's gonna be. And it's more people I can recommend people to go and watch. The latest video from Jane Wilkes, that I want people to actually watch, because she got excellent jewelry from a person in the US, and now I forgot the name on that brand, but they are very amazing. And they also have a code for getting 25% off if you live in the States, and they are made by this person itself, so it's really beautiful jewelry. And I should really want that bat that both Jane and Angela Benedict have, because it's amazing. Hello Nicholas, and all the way from Australia, so it must be night time over there then, I guess, or it's very late afternoon. Maybe you're a little before us, so I don't remember. And I guess it's winter down there, but I can't really see because when I see the temperature from Australia, I think, oh my gosh, how can you have so much clothes on you? It's so hot. But I'm a Swede, so I'm not used to that type of temperature. So yeah, it was very amazing jewelry from that person, Alan, and I thought that was excellent because you could see that it was really its own style too. It's nothing a copy from someone else, very unique. And because it's very solid jewelry too, so I guess it's very heavy and you can see the quality and everything. So I could recommend people to take a look at that video to see what that person have. And you say it's very cold, but for me it's still hot because I don't think we even have the same temperature here right now because it's unusually cold for the season. And yeah, so it's not easy to dress for a moment, especially when it's very humid. In my area where I live in southwest, it's actually more humid air than up in the north, so it's very terrible for the moment with all the raining. Oh, welcome. It's always great to see other Eldergoths too, and I hope you're gonna like my channel. I do a lot of different things, and I think Alan that is also watching right now, he knows that I'm not just sticking inside a goth box. When I refuse to be in just one box. You can just do that type of videos too, but that means you get limited, and I am a person like anyone else, and I don't want to do just makeup. I don't just want to do music or hauls or whatever. I go on vacation, I go to other things. I think about 2 weeks from now I have been to a medieval event outside Gothenburg, and I'm looking forward for that. So I hope the weather gonna be good about 2 weeks from now because I want to see that, and they're gonna have tournaments and that type of things, and I love to watch that type of things with knights riding on horses and that type of things. Oh, thanks very much, Roger. Roger, are you from Sweden? Oh, thank you, Nicholas. so nice to saying that because I try to do my best, and like I said earlier, I'm gonna try to do more music again because it's so much bands I discover, and I think I discover them easy also through YouTube now when I follow some music artists. And one band I can recommend is Midnight Darkway, and they do a lot of streaming, very much streaming for hours. And they're also not taking their own things, they are also streaming out other artists inside Darkwave and that type of things. And through them you can discover a lot of things. And we have, of course, we have other type of video channels too, Obscura and Dead and that type of things that also give good reviews of different bands. And sometimes we discover something new, and I think that's fantastic that we can still do it because you can't just live in the past, even if Sisters of Mercy always gonna be my band. But Sisters of Mercy not gonna last forever, neither should I, or will I. But at least I'm open for new things. Yeah, Darkwave is really good too, and I don't have anything towards other type of music too, like industrial and metal and that type of things, because it's a little about my mood too. If I have that frustrated and very angry mood, I like to put on metal music. And Trevor that I lives together with, that is from UK from start, he is a metalhead, but he can listen to goth music too, so that's excellent too. And I know that there always this thing that you can't listen to that, you can't listen to the other stuff. For an example, when it comes to like Darkwave and some other type of electronic music, some people say, oh, that's not goth and that type of thing. So it's a little annoying. I think not even the goth bands are listening to just one type of music. You need to be open and take it in and just enjoy it. Yeah, and I have different kind of moods, and I had discovered like if I'm very angry, very frustrated, I like to put on metal music. And if I'm really angry, I like a band that is called Butcher Babies. And they have some songs that is perfect for it. And then you have like industrial band too that have gone hand in hand, especially in the clubs over here when I was younger, because our town is not that big, so they can't survive on just one type of music, so they had to put together at least two, and it was often industrial and goth music itself. And I know even in the States it's been the same, because I have heard Angela Benedict say this, just the same, that industrial people and goth people have been in the same type of clubs. Hello, beauty Valencia. Hear your shout out. So yeah, so I think be open. And of course, I'm a sucker for the 80s, and then not strange because I'm that stupid Generation X that is all about on TikTok right now. And I think it's a little funny because the youngsters of today don't realize how easy their life is when it comes to some type of things that we had to fight so much for, and it was even harder to get things, especially if you wanted music and you had to wait weeks to even get your album, because first you had to go to a town that had a record shop where you can actually order things outside their own things, and then they had to send by ordinary post to that country that had this album you wanted to get an order from them. Then they have to wait for it, and then you have to wait to get a call to them say you can come and pick it up. So it could go weeks after you have put in an order for an album. I am from Sweden. I'm a Swedish Eldergoth, so but I think Valencia. I think because I heard so much people that are from that type of background with Latino and Spain and that type of thing. So I think it's easy. And I have been to Lanzarote, for example. So I guess they pronounce something like that. And I'm not sure if they have the same type of pronunciation when it comes to Italy, because I've been traveling Italy and even to Corfu and Rhodos, that is Greece. Ah! Hej på dig! Så då kan du svenska, förstår jag. And for people that didn't understand the last bit, and then you can speak Swedish, I guess. Yeah, and I was friend with some of the DJs over here in the Gothenburg area too, and one was living in my town too, and she actually had one of the clubs over here. So I was lucky too to have friends that was big into the scene too. I was not one of the most popular, but everybody knew me, and I was often one of them a little more older, because in Sweden people, it's still about this thing about age. When you reach a certain age, you need to stop being you. But I refuse. Hejsan hejsan. Yeah, so I think it's a little sad that we have to be this thing about age all the time, because we should be able to be together over the borders of age and everything like that, and even how you look like, even if you're slim or had another color for skin or whatever, that doesn't matter. We have things in common. Use that. Be friends. Be nice. Yeah, and that we should be able to be ourselves and not be just after a certain age you should stop being you, because that would be a very sad world if we had to do that, because I shouldn't want to live if I should have to be like some of the elder people too. So that is not me, because I'm always gonna love goth music, and I'm always gonna be this little want to have this Halloween type of decoration everywhere, and I guess so. It's gonna be interesting to see that they are gonna be in an elder people's home, because I don't know how that's gonna go. So I hope I can still be myself, and that's at least my goal, to be myself all the time and not change just because I reach certain type of ages. But I have come so far in life now, so I don't think I'm gonna change that much. It's just if I get dementia or something that people can change me from who I am. But that is because I can't do anything about it, I guess. So, is there something else you wonder? I know that we just had a big festival, a subcult festival in Sweden, in Vänersborg. I couldn't go this year, but before they knew they could have this festival, they actually had a charity found, so people should help to donate money, because they didn't expect maybe to have this festival this year. And they did get a lot of money, not up to the goal, but because they already got so much money, suddenly they had supporters that could put in the rest, and then they sold more tickets than ever. So it's been a very big success. I have seen that on Instagram when I posted about Subkult Festivalen, and it's actually really nice that it went that well. Had to work and everything like that, so I couldn't go, even if it's not that far away from where I live when it comes with driving by car. So it's not impossible. but because the only day I could go had been like yesterday, and it was not my favorite band maybe that day. It was band I wanted to see the other days, but yeah, I'm gonna save money for UK instead, so I think that's a bad thing to do. I'm gonna need money for that trip instead. So, but I thought I should say that they actually showed appreciation when it comes to all people that had donated money, and I was surprised to see it both on the homepage but also in the Instagram stories when they showed this very big banner that was sitting up on the fence, and they actually gave a big thanks to all that had given money to this thing, and they had listed all the names, and then I saw my name pass by too, so it warmed my heart because they show that even if you're not there, they still appreciate what you did, and that was my way to at least support an alternative music style or styles, because you're not just one style on that festival, there's a lot of different styles, and it was amazing to see that they actually did a record this year. So have you been to any festival or planning to go to anyone? So, or do you have any where you are? Because I don't know how it works in different countries. I know there's been a lot of other festivals around, and I know that people now planning for Metaluna, for example, in Germany, I guess it is. So, but I've never been there, so I can't speak about it, but it should be one of the goals. And I know that in October is gonna be Gothic Weekend in Whitby in UK, but I'm gonna miss that too because I'm gonna be earlier in UK and I can't go there that much because it's very expensive to travel for Sweden right now. So, but we are going over to UK, so that's gonna be nice. Not so many in Australia. I know that is, I think it's in Brisbane or something. They have this big Gothic picnic type of things. I have seen postings from that type of group, and that looks very amazing. And I can't really get how they can have all those Victorian outfits on them when they go there. And you know, what I know about Australia is very hot even when it's wintertime for Sweden. And they have those amazing dresses on, or the males have all the fantastic other outfits too. And it's so hot. I should be able to survive there. Ah, in Melbourne. It sounds great too. I've never been to a golf ball at least. Yeah, I shouldn't be able. I should probably fade or something because it should be ridiculous hot for me. But I guess it's different for everyone. So, is it anything else you want to know about Sweden or whatever? Like I said, I'm now waiting for almost 2 weeks and hope to be on that medieval tournament and market and event that is outside of Gothenburg in a little town called Kungälv, and it's gonna be on Bohus Fortress. That is an very old place where Swedes were fighting against Danish people, because a big bit of southern part of Sweden, even up to where I live, have been in fight and in war with Denmark. So I could have been a Danish person too if the borders had not been taken back by the Swedes. So it's gonna be very interesting to be there because it's a very amazing place to have this type of things, and I'm looking forward to the tournaments with the horses and the knights and everything like that because it's amazing to watch. And because I was riding horses when I was younger, and I know how hard it can be to do a lot of different things, but here they have to have all these things on top and you don't see much because you just have this little thing to look out from, and you're still gonna hit things with your weapons. So I think they're doing amazing, and at the same time you have to control your horse. So yeah, that's amazing. But I don't know that much really about Australia, more that you have the most of the most dangerous things you can put on every type of list. I know that I'm very fascinated by great white sharks, and I know that you have shark caging there too. I think Calypso sharking or something it's named, and yeah, I should want to go on that, but I'm not sure I should want to go down in a cage, but I should want to see it from a boat. But you never know, maybe one day. But But I do watch those border TV series from Sydney, I think it is mainly. And of course I have checked those things from the beach and everything. I don't remember now the program about it. Then Bondi Beach. That's the lifeguards from Bondi Beach and the vet from Bondi Beach and that type of thing. So yeah, so it's different kind of things, and it's some type of zoo program too we are watching sometimes. So that is from Australia too, and of course those gold diggers, or what you call them, that are looking for gold out. We are watching sometimes too. Like I said, I have very strange interests sometimes, because even if I am a goth, I can still have other interests too, not just the darkly inclined type of things. What do you have for interest that is maybe not that goth interest? Because that's also something, because ordinary people think that we're only doing all those dark stuffs and things. They don't really understand that we are like anyone else, just maybe a little more darkly inclined in other things. So what is your type of interest when it's not coming to the more gothic ones? And I think I'm gonna start drinking little water, and if you have very hot where you are, remember to drink water. I can't mix liquid with food because I had done a surgery, so I need to have time between, and now it's during the middle time when I have to drink before it's time to stop before the food, because I have to eat 6 times a day most of the time. I can have to put in some more meal if I'm up longer, but it's not always necessary. So, but 6 meals a day, that is my main goal. So in between I need to take all my liquid and my coffee. I don't drink tea because I'm allergic to it. So if someone should ask that, no, I don't drink tea. I don't smoke, and I don't drink alcohol either, and not since I have done my surgery either, because it's a lot of things going on in your body when you have done this type of surgery. So I don't want to risk to be an alcoholic, because that's very easy done, and plus you don't know how fast the alcohol gonna hit you, because it's gonna hit so much faster. So people are gonna think you are so drunk, and I don't want to be that. And I think some bits of that thing, I don't really feel like I need to drink for having fun, because I used to be the driver most of the times. And let's see. Hello, John. Is the health anarchist? Hope you don't have too busy when you reach the supermarket then, because we did our shopping yesterday, and we go very early, so we don't have to crash into too much people. I think that's a thing we have started with since COVID. I don't really like to go out to shop when everybody else is there. It's a few times we had to go out when it's in the middle of the day and it's chaos. It's people everywhere, it's kids screaming, it's people standing in the way, people that are disrespectful, so they don't bother about others. And I do hate it. So we go early in the mornings when the most people is not there yet. So, and before that we went even early when the shop just was open, but now we think that okay, it's not that much, around 8-9 in the morning, so we go during that time instead. So, and it works well for us, and then we shop the mainly things we need for the whole week. And if we do need to shop something more, we have a closer shop to where we live, so it don't take that long to just walk over there. So, but today I'm gonna be inside because the weather is really rainy and bad, and they have even warned that it can be worse, but they can't say if it's gonna reach where I live, even if this town is very known for being rainy. And I thought that was really funny when I went over to UK first time, because Trevor said, don't be surprised if it's gonna be rainy and bad weather, because that's how often happen in UK. And I was just laughing. Do you know which town I'm coming from in Sweden? The most rainiest, at least what people say. It's not the truth all the time, but that's what we are known for. We are living in the most rainy town in Sweden. That was late. I thought they were open early, because I remember from like Asta and that type of things that you had really great opening times already for 6 years ago. And I was surprised that during most of the week it was actually never closed during the ordinary working days. So just during the weekend they have some hours that was closed. But our biggest shop open most of the year already 6 a.m. So that's perfect, and it's often open till I think it's 10 or 11 p.m. But I'm not 100% sure because I never go that late. So, but I know the shop closest to us is open 7 a.m. and closes 10 p.m. most of the days, except for some days during the year, but it's not that many exceptions. So it's easy to know that it's just when you go to like a bigger shopping center and that type of things, you have to take a look in the calendar if it's some special day like Midsummer Eve, Midsummer Day, and that type of things when it's totally closed. But you should be surprised to see how many days during the year they have open at least some hours on the most place, because they want to earn money and they know that. But midsummer is like a holy time for the most, because that's the most celebrated time during a year in Sweden at least. I guess it's the old pagans that still refused to let that date go. So even if you had the 6th of June, that is the Swedish National Day, it's not even close that popular, even if the latest years we have been often have that day as a bank holiday day. But it can't beat Midsummer, especially Midsummer Eve, because that's the biggest date in Sweden when it comes to party and celebrations and that type of thing. So they could never take that day away from us. So I guess some people say they should move the National Day to that day, because that's the day when Swedes actually celebrate a lot. So, and you're gonna see the result about around 9 months after, because it's usually when the most kids are born. Oh, thank you very much, Jan. I actually put on my latest buy from Grottica, that dress, but I added a little other type of clothes and jewelry this time. And I have some fishnet stockings with a little back type of things on it, and I have this chain that I put together myself together with this raven and this Viking symbol in the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it that much, but I thought that was cute. And of course I have some black crystals with black bats on, so I like it little like Angela Benedict. I like it little simpler. You can still updress, but you can keep simple. And I guess it's because we didn't have that much when I was younger, and my look was most of the times simple. Even when I was most extreme, I still had a more simpler look compared with the more popular influencers Eldergoths today, because we didn't have that much, and we didn't have the money, and we definitely don't have that type of makeup they use today. And there's so much things that is in a big change nowadays compared with back then. So I guess if you're an older person like you are, John, and me, so we know that we couldn't buy those things that the kids have today, not even the makeup. We were happy if we could find a black eyeliner, and I'm not talking about liquid eyeliner done, because it was just this black pen and we used it for everything. I even used today a black eyeliner pen for the contour of my lips to doing the black. And I skipped actually to use the different type of lipstick things today, because I couldn't bother, because I know I'm a lazy when it comes to lipstick. I don't like to bring it with me and see if it start to go away, so refresh it, because a lot of people do that. And the one that say it's not gonna fade away, I don't know what's going on. When I was younger I could have lipstick that were actually sitting there most of the day, but today, especially black lipsticks, looks terrible after a while. So if they don't stay on the lips, and I don't bother to refresh it, so I'd rather be without, or having a little more nude type of things. It's not that obvious if it disappears either, so I think that's great. And I like to just put together a little of everything I like for the moment. And because I have lost so much in weight, there's a lot of other stuff that don't work anymore. And it's a little sad too, because I have some belts too that I need to get rid of, so because I can't even use them for anything, because they are already been on the smallest part and they are too big now. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I know that I went to a charity shop with other things from the basement, but I was now hoping that I'm gonna put together little other things. So I'm gonna give away things. I think I might give them away to them too, so at least they can sell them for little money and get that, because they do it for kids. So that should at least go to something good. Yeah, I love crows and ravens too. I wish that I could see a real raven over here, but I only see crows and the small cousins. I don't know the English name on them, that have look like a miniature crow, but they have those very blue eyes instead. Very, very icy blue eyes. So then we have a lot, and magpies we have a lot too. So that's the things I usually see outside. So we have some of them over here, and I think they're magnificent. I have this little superstition that if you see crows, that they is luck. This means luck. At least as long as you don't piss them off, because those birds are very wise and very smart, and they actually know how to do revenge, and they learn other to do the revenge for them too. So you can be very unlucky if you've been bad to a crow or a raven or something like that. They're gonna remember you, they're gonna tell all their friends, and you're gonna notice that too. So if you, for an example, have a car and you have it outside, they're gonna know that it's your car, and you know how that's gonna look like after a while. Not gonna be fun. So, but I should want to see the ravens that is in the UK, that Raven Master have, because it looks so amazing to see those ones that are around the tower. But it's gonna have to wait, because I don't know when I'm gonna go to London next time. And when we were last time to UK and was to London, we were a little unlucky when we reached the place, because it was a day when a terrorist was attacking and everything was chaos that day, so you couldn't even get through with the buses or everything. So it didn't go as planned at all. So I didn't see much as of the things I really wanted to see that day. So I was so disappointed. So I said, "Isn't that fun? I go all the way from Sweden. I want to see something, and it ends up it's the same day they're gonna have a terrorist attack." At least the day before I was to Harry Potter World, so at least I saw something amazing. So I'm happy for that. Jackdaw. Yeah, I think it was that Trevor used to call them. So, but they are really beautiful too, and they have really those icy eyes, and it looks like they can stare right through you when they look at you too. So I think they're amazing, but they can come in so big amount, so the whole sky can be totally black, especially during some type of season. So when you see them sitting on the trees and suddenly everybody start to fly, so the whole sky is full of them, and it's a little like from a Hitchcock movie, like that one with the birds. So you can think of that. Think if that works the way like it was in that horror movie, a very old black and white horror movie. I don't think the youngsters of today should be scared of it, but back then it was a scary one. Even if I was not scared, because I love scary things, and when I go to those scary places during Halloween and that type of things, and I try to jump scare you and that type of thing. So I'm just saying that I actually scare the people that works there more than they scare me. So, and that's a little bit funny, because Trevor used to laugh when he see the reaction on the other, or when they see that are looking at that, what's that best thing you can do. But I do like that type of things too, and I love to play around with FX makeup, but it's not like something you just do for little fun now and then, because it costs money to buy proper things, and I like to do those wounds and everything that looks more realistic. And one dream should be to be able to actually do all those prosthetic type of things when you do the mold and everything yourself, but I don't have the money, and I don't have the place or room for it, and it's very hard work to do it. So you need special places and special of everything to do it. So is it someone else that want to talk? I know that it's more than one that is watching, but I don't know what people want me to talk about directly, because this is so spontaneous. I just wanted to do something instead of just sitting and go through Instagram or whatever, and it's not that much good things on TV either, because it's summer and usually the most programs you're following or something is not directly playing on summer times, because they know people are away, so they're not gonna watch. So then they just do all these replays of old things all the time, and it's boring. It's completely boring. Not even the cinemas have anything great to watch. So, hello, Dizzy. It was nice to see you on Star Ravens last live, and I think you did well actually for being the first time doing your live. I know how hard it is. I'm always a little insecure what I'm gonna talk about, especially when I'm sitting on my own. So, but hopefully one day I can do a live together with someone else. I have done a live together with the Cryptic Yasmin, but she interviewed me, and I must be a bad person in that type of way, because she didn't finish her interview, because we all only came halfway on the same time. She usually talk with other people, so it is either goths or other type of alternative, or even musicians or bands. So she said that maybe we're gonna do part 2 another day, but I haven't heard so much from her, and I don't know what she's doing nowadays. So I hope she's okay, because I do like her content too, but I know she struggles with some things with the mental things too, and have to work and that type of thing. So I guess it's not that easy sometimes to combine all the type of things. How about you, Dizzy? What are you up to? Because here the weather sucks, so I'm not up to much today. I have already prepared the food for the week to work, so because I'm too tired to do all the cooking after work. Yeah, and I think you did really well and everything. And yeah, I can understand when it comes about this noisy type of things that it's easy to go to a place where it's more calm. I think that's why I like to go out in the nature, and especially be close to something when you can hear the sound of water, like a waterfall, or when you hear the wind taking the waves from the lake or the ocean and that type of things, because it's so relaxing to hear water in movements. So that is good for my soul. And it's not like now I hear the cars passing by, but I can't really close the window either, because it's already humid as it is, and I can't have the fan on whilst I'm on the live or doing a video or something, because that's gonna be noisy in the background too. Even if that's actually a sound you can have on YouTube without having a claim of copyrights, that I think is ridiculous, because I want to do things about music too, and it's not easy to introduce music when you can't really play something a little longer. Yeah, so I agree, Dizzy. We need our spaces when we can actually just re- reconnect to ourselves and not be disturbed of everything around us, because it's so noisy everywhere else. And I do hate some days at work, because some people don't care how noisy they work and everything like that, and you're standing there, oh my god, should I stand in this for hours now and listen to those people that don't give a yeah, I should say the F word again, because that's the person I am. I do swear a lot, and I have to stop me again, because I don't think it's so good if people watch it. And so many people are so easily offended nowadays too. So you need to think of what you're saying, and then misunderstood what you mean and everything. But I don't like this type of culture we have now, when people can't even say things without people are being offended. You don't even have to mean something bad with it, but they're still getting offended. So I don't know what's going on with the world now. I do understand if you have done a really bad thing or whatever, of course you can have something against that, but I don't understand why you should be easily offended of nothing really. Have a lovely Sunday, you too, John, and hope it don't go too messy at the supermarket. Yeah, and that's very sad when you can't use music, because I remember when I started on YouTube, and that was much earlier than I was a YouTuber. I was more having my account just to be able to comment and that type of things. But back then, I don't remember we had that type of restrictions. It was much more easier to have something on. But you can see on the goth YouTubers, they could have goth music in the background and that type of thing. So I think it's much more easier to compare, especially when you're gonna try to learn people the difference between different music styles, why their thoughts about music can be a little wrong, and because they didn't knew maybe about the facts. But of course, you can still like a lot of different ones. You don't have to be sticking with just one thing, but you maybe prefer one thing over the other. But it's much more easy if you can actually play things and maybe play two different things. First hear one and then hear the other and say, this is this and this is the other. And then you're gonna understand the difference between them because they're not sounding anything alike. And it's so much easier, and especially like goth have grown so wide, so it's not just one type of goth music, and depending on what you prefer, so, and you know, you more we go in the in the evolution of the music, the more different it's gonna sound from the original too. So of course it's gonna change, and yeah, so it's a little hard. So that's why I try to at least have some seconds with music when I introduce some bands and that type of things, because I don't understand how some people do that if they buy some type of license from YouTube or whatever, so they be able to put up like musicians videos and that type of things, because I follow some of those different accounts, like Jamie Speech is very good when it comes to alternative music. He's a DJ from Brazil, I think, and he do very great videos from other bands. It's very many all the time and different type of things. It's not just goth or that type of things, in industrial and whatever that is in the alternative scene that is not mainstream. And he can play all those videos and put them up for the different bands and artists and that type of things, and don't get hit by a copyright claim, I guess, because else you shouldn't do it. But if you are just like, let's say, Angela Benedict, she have music sometimes in the background, but maybe she found out which bands that have put that, because I have some videos too that got this copyright claim warning first, but then you go into and read about the claim, and then you see, but the artist or the band accept that it's been used on YouTube, and then it's okay. But I think if you are a bigger YouTuber that actually earn money on YouTube, you might not be able to use it, because then you can't get the money for the video you have up. But I think it should be much more easier if you can at least play something in the background. They could do it a little harder, because I don't think people just want to take a video when someone is sitting in the front of the music, because you can't really hear the music in that type of way. You have to be silent if you're going to have it like a music video. It's one thing to put up the music as it is, with a clear sound and everything, but it's so hard to actually talk about the music, and especially when goth is a music-based subculture from start. Of course, you have your expression, your creativity that shows up in another way, like with the clothing, your interest, your makeup, whatever, do it yourself projects. So of course the style can then go wider than just the music, but we shouldn't be where we are if we didn't have the music. So that's the main problem. And for me, YouTube is a music channel, and it was from start, and that was a way for me when I was younger to actually discover new bands, especially bands that maybe was not popular where I live or in my country. So that was the easiest way to actually find music. So I think this is sad that is not that easy to put something, and I should want to have more goth music in the background of my videos too, because that means that I could show what I like for the moment in another type of way. But because of the hustle, and you don't want to start fighting with doing a new editing just to change the background sound to fit for YouTube, if you know what I mean, because it's not worth it, and I'm not here for the money or something. I'm not that big YouTuber anyway. I don't have the hours for it either, and even if I have enough of followers, subscribers, dark links, but I still long way from even get a penny from it. So it's a long way. But I think it's very awesome when you have to take down your videos this year, because you have put up work on it, you have done the edit and everything, and then you got this thing, if you want to continue, I'm not gonna close blah blah blah, you're gonna have to take it down. You maybe get a first warning, you maybe get a second warning, but then they maybe close your account, so it's not worth it. And I think it's sad that a channel like YouTube that started up as a channel that you actually could explore different type of music. So, and I think it's a little sad too, because when you're watching all those YouTubers and you can see that they are used to had from start music in the background, especially when they started very early, like Toxic Tears, Black Friday, and Angela Benedict, even if they now have music in the background too. So it's still not the same, because they need to find the right bands probably to have it in the background, else it's gonna be a problem. I don't know how they do it to have that still in the background without problem. I don't even have that much music on. Right now Trevor is playing in another room, so I don't know if you can hear it through everything. I think the traffic maybe is more noisy here. But he's playing music in the background, and it's everything from goth to metal and whatever he have on playing up on his computer. So if I had changed room, I'm probably gonna get a claim on this live too, that you're using music in the background. So I'm sitting in the bedroom now, so I have the door closed, so at least get down that type of sound. So I can't really go and say to him, oh sorry, you have to put on your headphones or something, because I want to be on YouTube. It don't work that way. If you live more than one in the place, so you need to have something to do. So I go into the bedroom. So you are with me in the bedroom. So what are you gonna do more today, Dizzy? Are you having any plans for the day, or just the chilling or whatever? I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I know that we're gonna have to do food soon again, but this time it's food for both. So, and I'm not sure if you're gonna watch something too. We have started this new spin-off TV series from Star Wars. I don't remember the title now. Nej, jag pratar inte svenska eftersom de flesta av mina följare är från engelskspråkiga länder eller som pratar engelska normalt med mig. And for the others, this last person actually asked, said that they thought it should be in Swedish because I'm a Swedish YouTuber. But no, because the main part of my darklings and subscribers are English speaking, or at least from UK, Australia or US. So that means they're not gonna understand Swedish. Men jag vet att vissa gillar när jag pratar svenska i alla fall, så ibland brukar jag ju göra det bara för att göra dem glada. But I know that some of you love to hear me speak in Swedish too, so I can do that sometimes, but not that often. Yeah, but I know there is some video channels that actually only do Swedish too, so I don't think it's that hard to find them either, but it depends on what you're interested in of. Because, yeah, I think the most YouTubers, at least when it comes to the gothic lifestyle and that type of things, do in English too, because it's a bigger scene. Dialekten. Jag bor utanför Borås, som inte ligger så långt ifrån Göteborg. Så varifrån är du? I live outside Borås, that is not that far away from Gothenburg, and I asked the person, where are you from? Because they asked about my accent, because they are Swedish too. So I live outside Borås. So my accent is not maybe the most finest, but I don't think I have the typical accent from my part either. Katrineholm. I'm not 100% sure about your accent, how you speak over there, because I don't think I have been to Katrineholm. But I've been around to different part of places, and when I was younger we actually went all the way up to Haparanda, that is in northern part of Sweden, because my dad was from Haparanda, so, but he's not alive anymore, he died for some years ago. But I'm used to travel up. I don't have any relative from this part. It's just that my dad and my mother moved down here. So that's why I ended up to live in this part of the country. But my favorite town is Gothenburg, or like we Swedes say, Göteborg. Because we live in Västra Götaland, so that's what the different names comes from. And I think it's a little cool when you say Göteborg in English because it's Gothenburg, and Gothenburg, you know, couldn't be better. And Gothenburg is known under the name Little London too, because it's a lot of people that are from different English countries like UK, Ireland, US, Australia. So you can hear English everywhere when you. It was really funny when we were there during the vacation because I could see that travel started to jiggle because you could hear English everywhere. And even when we went to Liseberg, it was just the same. It was English speaking, even in the video was put up when you could still hear the authentic sound from it. So it's a little funny that you can go so far away from certain parts and you can still meet people that just talk English. So that's amazing. But at least, yeah, I keep myself to this part of the country most of the times. I'm not a big fan of Stockholm, for example, but I should want to go up to Norrbotten and especially to Haparanda because I haven't been there since I was maybe around my 20s when I was there last time. So I guess a lot of things have changed since then. But I do remember when I was a kid and it was easy access to walk over the bridge and suddenly you were in Finland instead. Just under Stockholm. Yeah, I guess it's more closer to Västerås or something like that, I guess, because I had cousins that live in Västerås. So, and I think that is on that side of Stockholm too. I used to have friends up in Stockholm too when I was young, around 2000, 2006, around there, because I used to sometimes travel down to Malmö, that is the southern part of Sweden, and some weekends I went up to Stockholm to meet my friends up there, because back then we didn't have Instagram or Facebook and that type of things. I don't have Facebook, I never had, but we didn't have Instagram or X, that it was Twitter before. We didn't have that type of things, but we had different chat forums that we used to, and we used to meet up in Gothenburg or Malmö or Stockholm, and that was really fun. Norrköping I have been to, so at least I know where Norrköping is. So been there in different type of occasions. So yeah, at least it was more easier to meet people that actually wanted to be together and having a nice time and not be easily offended all the time, because that's a little harder now. And plus I think at least in Sweden it's about this age thing. You can't actually be in touch with people that is so much younger because they think you're strange or something. It doesn't matter if you have the same interest. They just refuse to befriend you because you're too old for them. So I don't know what's going on, because when you go to other countries you can see all the type of generations go there, and especially when you see like from the different festivals that have to do with goth subculture in the different parts of the world, no matter if you go to Germany or you go to UK or even to some parts I've seen in US, you actually see all type of ages. And then you go to Sweden and the youngsters want to keep them for themselves. I think if you're an older, what's wrong with you? You're still a goth. But it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to be yourself. How old I am? I think if you had see what I'm called on YouTube, you should probably know that already, but I'm born in 68, and that was a funny thing too, because I was seeing shorts or something about that the Swedes normally don't say the age, they say the year they're born. But I'm gonna be 56 in August, so I'm old. I'm very old. So born in 1968. So I've been here for a while now. So, and I think that's sad because most of my friends actually stopped being alternative latest 2010, and it's hard to be in touch with people with the same interests, especially when it comes to music. Ja, ibland kan det vara lättare att säga åldern, men ibland så kan det vara lite kul att säga årtalet också och låta andra få tänka lite grann. And what I said was that sometimes it's easy to say the age instead for the year you were born. And sometimes I prefer to say the year so I can at least let the person think a little more and see if they can find out how old I am by the year. So I think that's a little funny. So how old are you then? Are you an elder or are you a youngster? At least it doesn't matter for me as long as we have the same interests. No, that's true. And like I am born in August, and I had many friends that was born early in the year, so I was a little behind when it comes to things when you had to go to different type of things, because we have a lot of different things in Sweden, at least, that you have to have a special age to go in there. It's not just the year you're born, you have to really be the age too to get in. 37, that's not that old. It's maybe in the little more perfect. You're not that young, so you can't do everything, but you're still not too old to think you are too old, or people gonna think you are too old. So I guess you are in more like the more perfect one. And I am the Jurassic one. Jurassic Park dinosaur. So yeah, that's a little funny about ages. So I don't know how it works in other countries, if they're thinking so much of the age of people, but I know that many people are very surprised when they ask about my age, and I tell them that I'm actually gonna be 56 because they don't believe me. But I say, yeah, I am 56. And then it's say, but you don't look like my mom or my dad. Yeah, but I'm not your mom or dad either, so maybe that's why. So what are you doing today then? Because here is very bad weather today, it's very rainy, and some people should say, yeah, but that is very true to Borås because it's known for all the rain. So, but I think they went out with this warning that it could be a very bad day. But I think maybe my area gonna have a little better, but I think we're still gonna be lucky. It's not gonna be like in Switzerland. And I thought it was really funny because I saw a posting, because I know this big football things is going in Europe. I'm not interested in football, first thing, but I couldn't miss this picture that have the public from Switzerland sitting with a big sign saying we are not Swedish, because I had to read what it was all about, and it showed up that on some game they have actually played the wrong national team anthem and had played the Swedish one. For some reason we are still mixed up today. I thought that people by now should learn the difference between Sweden and Switzerland, but obviously not. And I guess they were a bit annoyed when they got the wrong national anthem. So you new to this type of watching. That was fantastic that my live stream was recommended. So what are you for type of person? Because I am into the Gothic subculture, maybe you guessed that. And yeah, I guess you might have some type of interest maybe that connect them, or is it because I have a channel that have so much diversity? Because I was actually surprised to see that many actually watched one of my latest videos from my vacation, that is from Ängelholm, when I went to this military aircraft museum, because I do love those fast aircrafts, the Viggen, JAS Gripen and Draken. And when I even could sit in a cockpit for once, so so what's your interest if you're not a goth person then? I think it's actually great, even if you're not a gothic person, to watch the videos about goths, because the people assume so much about people that is into the goth subculture. And already when I was youngster, I even have different things in the local paper here that they interview me, and the question I got, it's still the same type of question people of today get when they ask about, or they assume about what we are doing or what we are for type of people. And I think it's ridiculous that people not even today know the difference about a music subculture, or just assume things that are ridiculous. Oh, thank you very much. I don't really see myself as attractive, but okay, if you say so. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I thought it was really funny to see that people are interested of so much different type of things, and I do like to show diversity, because even if I'm into the goth subculture, I have so many type of interests too, and I want to show that gothic people are actually a person, and a person can have so many type of levels, and that's what I don't just want to do one type of things. And maybe that's why sometimes the algorithm on YouTube is not that good for me, because I don't put myself into a box, and YouTube wants you to be in a box too. Thank you very much, Beauty Valencia. Or should I say, tack så mycket för den komplimangen. Jag tror den är från Beauty Bay in the UK. Så du kanske känner till märket, maybe not the most expensive brand or something, or fancy one, but at least it works for me, because I don't buy a lot of stuff. I try to buy the things I know I'm gonna use, and this one is a really big palette. I'm actually put together 2 shades from that one and took a third from just a single eyeshadow. So that's how I created this look today, and I just felt for blue and purple today. I don't think you can see that it's actually very dark blue, the other parts, but yeah, I thought that was a great combo with purple, dark blue, and silver whitish type of thing. Yeah, I did, and I'm still on Helgon, but I'm not active. I maybe log in on Helgon sometimes just to keep the account still alive, but I'm not there anymore that much, because the most of my friends is not there anymore either, and I think it feels like it's mainly for younger people nowadays. And if you're older person, that people are looking at you and, are you freak, what are you after, or something like that. And that's not what I was, because I was there very early, and I have really fun memories from being on Helgon too. So because that was a space, a community for people into the alternative type of lifestyle too. Yeah, and the most funniest thing that I actually experienced on Helgon was when I was younger, and I know that the band the 69 Eyes should do the video for Devil, and I think they should do it in Stockholm, and there were people that were headhunting people to be in this video on that club, and I was one of the people that actually was asked, do you want to be in the video? But I actually turned it down. And now when I look back to everything, and I'm thinking, oh my god, wasn't that ridiculous? I had the chance to be in a video. And even if the 69 Eyes is not goth music, it's a goth metal, but they play on different type of goth festivals too. And I know they were on, I think they were on some place recently that is for goths mainly. So they're still connected in some type of way, and they go under the nick of the Helsinki Vampires too. So it's a Finnish band that I loved too very much when I was younger. So you don't have to just listen to one type of music to love other type of music too. So I think it's a little about the mood, and of course they did a lot of music that have to do with vampires and that type of things too. So that's perfect, because I love vampires. Number 3 Stunner. So you have a YouTube account too. What are you doing on your account then? No, they don't think the same on Helgon like they did before, and I think it's the same on other type of communities too, because everything has changed and people are more impatient. You can see even on YouTube the difference, and I think the biggest change were when TikTok started, because that changed everything, especially when it comes to younger people, because now it's about just, if you don't caught the interest inside a certain type of seconds or something, they're gonna not interested, not interested, not interested. and they maybe lose out of something they were interested in if they had stick around for some minutes more. Hello to California. I guess it's morning or something over there, or early day. Here is now afternoon, in the beginning of the noon or something, so it's not that late. I can take a look and see, because it's soon 1 p.m. over here, so it's the start of the noon. So I guess it's soon time to start prepare for the food for today that we're gonna eat together here, Trevor and I, because I eat more often than him, so I have to plan in when we're gonna have the head meals and that type of things. I think my name is still Sanniz, so if you just keep Sanniz, then you have my nickname over on Helgon. So, but I'm not there that often, so it's not directly updated either. So, but I'm still the same person. But I do log in sometimes, but not that often. And the most people that I knew from the early days, they are not active there anymore, because when I went through the people I follow, so the most accounts are not been there for years. So, but it's still there. It's not like some communities that actually take down accounts that haven't been active lately. So, but I thought it was a nice thing when I was younger too. It was a little like when we had the Vampire Freaks too. So that was a place you can find me on too. So I was a little sad when they said that Vampire Freaks shouldn't continue. You can still shop clothes and that type of thing. So they do different type of events in the States for Vampire Freaks, but as a community you don't have that one either. So it's a lot of things that I used to be on when I was younger, different platforms, that is still not the same today. And I miss that type of things, because we had another type of contact with people, and we actually was meeting each other, especially when we lived in the same country. So we had our parties in different type of cities, so it was actually nice to go and meet all your friends even in real life. So, is it something you were doing today? I actually had Lunarstorm too back in the days. Hello, Dew Piker, or is it that what you say? I did have Lunarstorm too, but I think that went crazy too. And I think we had something that was called Vilda Webben also, but I'm not sure that is still there either, because I haven't been on those communities anymore. I'm only on 2 main ones, if you don't say Helgon, for an example. So it's old Twitter and it's now X, but I think that's very bad nowadays, since a certain person bought Twitter and changed it to X, and now even took away so you can't see the likes. I don't even understand that thing, because if people can't show what they like on a community, they shouldn't be in that type of thing so people can see the account. Go private then. I don't have anything to be embarrassed. If I like a post, I don't mind if people see that I have liked it. I thought, what the heck. And else I'm on Instagram too, so, but I guess if you go to my main part on YouTube, you maybe see which type of names I have on the different platforms. Oh, thanks you very much, Dew Piker. I'm very happy that I pronounce it right, because sometimes English things can be a little strange, and especially when it comes to saying different towns and that type of things, because they take away letters and change the sound so much. And like for an example, if you go to Scotland, they take away some letters when you say them and that type of thing, so it's not the same. So you can be very confused as a Swede, especially when you're gonna try to pronounce some things, because I can sometimes guess, and especially when I go to Trevor and he heard me sometimes say things and he said, "Gosh, what did you say? Can you show me the word you tried to say?" And I had to show him, and he started to laugh. And then he say, and it sounds nothing like what I tried to say. So I think it's sometimes very hard to say something, but at least I do a try. As long as it's not come to some foreign type of things that is very strange, because I don't even want to try to name it, because I'm probably gonna offend someone even trying. So what are you up to today then? I thought I should ask people with I know that I'm gonna do a little more research now on different type of bands, because I'm gonna try to start put together a new music recommendation video, because I think that's good too, so people maybe discover something new, and they can even comment if they have something to suggest too under those videos too, so I can take a look at it if I don't already know that band. But I try to stick to both new and very old. So, and I try to just be inside the goth, but sometimes I have to put up that it's also other type of alternative music, because you have the industrial type of things and other things that been very close involved in the club scene, because many clubs couldn't just survive on one part, because you need to have so many visitors to be able to just keep yourself inside one part. And even goth itself are like a big umbrella. It's like watching the metal umbrella too. You have so many different things, and not everyone is interested of all the parts either. So you need to have a club that can run, and then you maybe have to take together a lot of people that is not even inside just that one you want to do. You doing your nails? I hope you're gonna have a very good vacation then. And what are you doing with your nails then? Because I usually don't do that much. I need to use some type of nail gel to make them stronger, because I work with car parts and that are killing nails, but I can't have long nails either, because I had tried and that hurts. It hurts like hell when you bend them off and when they break. So short nails it has to be. And when I was younger I had contacts too, so it was very easy to destroy the contacts with your nails, and you don't want to risk to get the nails inside your eyeballs either, because that's terrible too. So I prefer to have little short, especially when I'm gonna do things and work with them. I love to do it yourself things like jewelry and that type of things, and then you need to sometimes take small parts and long nails. I don't know how people do. I can think they look fancy, and I especially like those stiletto nails, but I shouldn't be able to do anything, because I go like a cripple. I can't even take things or open things. Ah, at least you're doing something with them, so at least that's something. I do like to have the most times just black, and sometimes I want it sparkly with the glitter and type of things. But when I was younger, I actually used to do flames and whatever on them. But nowadays, I'm not that patient, especially when I have to do with those UV lights type of things. So it takes a long time to just do them black or something easy pattern on it. So I don't do that much work on it anymore, especially when I'm short. It don't look the same with short nails compared with long nails that you actually can do a lot of fancy stuff on. So it could be nice with a combination too. I've seen people use different techniques depending on what you want to result to, and you can use those type of I forgot the name for it, that you use for makeup for putting on foundation, and you can actually cut them up and put them on different. You can put on different colors beside, and then put them on there, and take a brush and just smooth it out there, so they do a nice transfer into it themselves. So you can get really good effects with using different colors too when you do your nails. So, but I do like blue too. So the colors, if it's not black, I like to have blue, red, purple, or silver, or that type of things. And sometimes if I can get this pearl white, this very shiny metallic shine type of things, I like it too. But everything is fashion, and I don't really like to have pastel colored nails directly, because it's not me. I have tried, but it always ends up that I'm not gonna use it anymore, or just use it a few times and then the color goes dry or something. So I know it's better to keep it simple. If I keep them black, at least I know I'm gonna use it. So black is the color. But now my nails start to look rubbish again, because it's gone maybe 2 weeks since I did them last, and I have worked 1 week after my vacation too, so but I wanted to wait a little more because about 2 weeks from now is coming a medieval festival. I was hoping my nail maybe survive if I do them next weekend instead. And I wanted to try the new things I bought, but I'm not gonna say what it was because it's a new video coming up next weekend about it. So I wanted to see how that material works because I never used that type of solid thing. So we have to see. We have to see. Either it been a success and it holds up during 1 week and I can have it for the medieval things, or I have to redo it already after a week because it was shite. I don't know. We have to see. That's gonna be something for me to find out. So I think I have now been on for a long while, and I think I want to do little other things before it's time for me to do some cooking. So I hope we can catch up another time. Yeah, I can always try and see. But I want to thank you everybody that have interacted in this live stream too. It was very nice to see everyone, and I hope you're gonna be well and everything. Stay safe, stay weird, and be nice to each other. And thanks for watching. Love you all. Thank you. Goodbye. Hej då!